black magic has me in its spell.
In order to pursue them, we have to follow them up north here into this cave here, the Molten Cave. Again, lots of Final Fantasy I references and callbacks, and there's certainly a lot here. I don't remember, does the lava hurt us here? Let's see. Oh no, Spade is at full health. The lava doesn't hurt us, I don't know why. I did do a bit of grinding in between parts, as you can kind of tell. Although Heart here has a lot of... he has the ability to use higher level magic, but we just don't have any higher level spells right now. Spade's magic is continuing to get worse and worse. Like right now we're purely attacking with Spade. And honestly, that's okay, I suppose. And of course Club is doing fantastic damage as you would expect. Other than that, I mean, not much has changed. But I did want to do some grinding specifically for this area's boss, which is very challenging from my memory, and from my test playthrough's experience. So I just want to do a bit of grinding to prepare myself for the boss. And another thing we can do to prepare ourselves for the boss is, just like in the original Final Fantasy, we can find the ice sword here in the volcano, well, not the volcano, but the fire-esque dungeon. Okay, looks like we cannot use it with Spade, but you know what, Club can use it, and our attack goes from 92 to 100. So not a massive improvement, but you know what, we do some ice damage now, which is nice. Here we have a high potion. I'm not sure if there's like... maybe I should go down there to see if that's like ice armor, or an ice chest plate, because that might be nice. Nope, just a high potion. Okay, that was kind of a waste, I'll admit. Now onto the third basement floor. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, just a regular potion. I'm really hoping for some ice armor somewhere around here. Oh wait! Maybe the dwarves sold that. I completely forgot about that, my bad. Another high potion, and we need to hit this rock here in order to progress this way. And I believe we're nearing the boss of the dungeon. After this weird room here, we're now in the room of the fire crystal. Let me just make sure I'm healed up real quick. Okay, I hope that's enough for everyone. And we're just gonna go in and give it everything we got. With the power of the fire crystal, I'm unstoppable! But I can't use it to its full power until I've defeated the ones blessed by the light.
You must die!
And suddenly, they've become a salamander of some sort. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight them, and this is of course a fire boss, so we want to use Blizzara, and the fact that we have the ice sword will definitely help. Let's also just cure everyone. Just preemptively, why not? Club with a solid 300 damage, very nice. Another 100 from Spade. Gonna get everyone's health up a little bit. This is the problem here. As you can see, we all took well over 200 damage just like that. Let's continue to cure everyone, or do our best in that sense. And we just have to hope we survive these powerful fire all attacks. Blizzard didn't do as much as I'd hoped, but Club is doing the real damage. That's what we can count on. Another cure on all. Ow, ow, oof. Oh man, this guy's ridiculous. And this is the point where I have to decide, should I continue curing everyone for a minuscule amount, or should I just focus all my healing on Club so that he can do the damage we need him to? Or Heart, maybe, although that Blizzard didn't do as much as I'd hoped. We could also cure just Diamond, as some way of, like, trying to keep the cure going for the battle. We could also just attack with Spade, I suppose, but that's not smart. Cure on... I think the way to go is we cure Club with Spade, and then Diamond will cure everyone. And let's actually, instead of cure, since Spade's magic is kind of weak, let's do a high potion instead. And then keep going for Blizzara with Heart, because that's really good. And then yeah, cure everyone, attack, and let's just... Ooh, that's not good. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, okay. We have Phoenix Downs, but how many? We have 3, that's not a lot. We could also potion on Club. Or potion ourselves with Spade. But is that even worth it? Maybe it is. Let's go for a cure on ourselves and let's attack. 200 more damage. Come on, the salamander just won't die. Ow, okay. It's gonna go for fire all, isn't it? That will kill us both. That will absolutely kill us both. Unless we go first and we can potion someone in time. Let's potion up Club and just hope we go first. Nope. It went first. Oh. Who designed this boss? It attacks everyone for over 200 damage. Keep in mind, up to this point, we've been doing very well against the enemies. I mean, yeah, I've been running away for a lot of these encounters, but I can handle most of these enemies with relative ease, maybe a spell or two in there, and a cure afterwards. And so for this guy to come in and just decimate the entire party is ridiculous. This evil Spyro, I'm just looking at his color scheme, look at this guy. This Remy Tim Spyro dragon thing. That for some reason is called a salamander. Well, luckily I saved just before starting the episode, so we can head back in there now. That's a plus. I really didn't want to have to do grinding in the middle of a recording session again. Not after we just, you know, worked so hard and grinded in between episodes. Well, I'm, back in the mix of the dungeon, and if this attempt doesn't go well, then I'll go back, buy as much ice armor as I can afford, maybe do a bit of grinding, and we'll give it a third attempt. But, man, the fact that we haven't had a game over in this point yet, and then this guy just comes in and destroys us is ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know who thought this boss was a good idea. Well, we have an ice helmet, which 2 people could equip. Let's get that. As well as ice armor, let's get that as well. An ice shield. Maybe that would be worth it? I mean, our attack would be half though, so I don't think so. Let's equip all this stuff and give it another go, I guess. This isn't even that big of a trek just to get there, you know, the dungeon's only 3 floors, we don't get hurt by the lava. This isn't like dying to Karen in the first Final Fantasy. This is like dying to Garland after you save just outside the Temple of Fiends. Alright, let's give this another go. And this time we have an ice helmet with Spade as well as an ice helmet and an ice armor with Club. We didn't go all out defensively, but hopefully it's enough. And you know what? Let's just cure all with Diamond. Let's be less offensive and let's be more safe, I guess? I hope. Okay, 115 damage off the bat. It already hit us with Fire All. Whoa! Spade and Club took like no damage at all. Oh, we've got you now, Mr. Salamander. You're done for now. You and your friends are dead. You get Fire All. What? We're still in the 300s in terms of health. Okay. So that absolutely breaks this fight in half, I guess, assuming we can kill it fast enough. At this point, Diamond is just curing themselves to try and hope to last to the end of the battle, so that we get the XP. Why do we only take 20 damage there? What has this boss fight become? What did I do? Alright, so word of advice, get any ice armor at all, and you'll be practically immune to this guy's attacks. Just like that. Another 300, another 90, and he's done for. Well done, Club and Spade. And now, Light Warriors, you shall receive the light that sleeps within my flames. And we receive new skills from the Fire Crystal. And now, well, first of all, I'm gonna go and revive the others and stay at the inn. Oh, hello there. Light Warriors, help to cool. Are you okay? Our village got robbed. There's nothing else to take. They're gonna burn down to cool. Help us! Hain can alter his weakness. Only a scholar can overcome it. Ugh. Alright. That's very, horrifying. I mean, we just watched someone die in our arms, essentially, and yet the triumphant music of the Dwarven Hollows is still playing. So anyway, yeah, that village that was troubled, we have to go back there now, of course. That's next. We can only do it after the Dwarven Hollow stuff, I guess.
Lally-ho, the horns are back.
Magically, because I didn't bring them here. What? We now have new jobs. As you can see, we now have the Ranger, the Knight, the Thief, and the Scholar. And like I said, I'm kind of dedicating myself to these classes, so in order to show off the other unique ones, we're going to be going back to my second save file, which I have gotten up to this point. And yes, I had to grind with this party as well in order to defeat the Salamander, although in this party's case I had 2 black mages just spamming blizzard magic, and they were both in the back row. Anyway, this is the party which earlier we used the opportunity to show off the black belt, or sorry, the monk, and now we get to see these other classes here, the Ranger, the Thief, and the Scholar. So not only to have their overworld sprites, like this, but let's also go ahead and show off how they work in battle. Just in any random battle out here, I suppose. As soon as we get into a random encounter, there we go. Anyway, this first class here is the Ranger, and as you would kind of predict based off their name, they specialize in bows. They also have white magic, which I think is fairly unique. It's only low-level white magic, but you know what? It's kind of like a weird combination of previous classes in Final Fantasy games. We already had bow users, we already had white magic users, so let's just try to take some of their elements and do a little something with them. And surprisingly, these Rangers get really good defensive armor. I believe they can actually wear the ice gear that we had Club wearing, but I could be wrong about that. And of course, with bows you can attack the back row very well. Here we have the Thief, kind of a returning class in the original, only now they look way more stupid. What happened to the cool guy with the blue hair? Where's Pizza? Come on now. Anyway, the Thieves in this game, once again they have the ability to run away from battles, just like they did in the original, only now it's a special command here with Flee. We also have the Steal ability to potentially steal items from enemies, although that is heavily underutilized here. Enemies most of the time just have, like, a potion. I guess it's a way to farm items, but other than that, they just attack with knives, which isn't all that good. I mean, they aren't the worst class in the game, I suppose. The one thing that does really help with the Thieves is that they are able to open doors in the overworld, although that only comes up at a few particular instances. Next up we have the Scholars. These guys attack with books, which I currently don't have any of, and it would take a while for me to get to that point in the game, so, I just imagine it, I guess. What's unique about the Scholar here is that they have the Study ability and the Scan ability. Let's go ahead and try both. Starting with Study, of course. Oh, by the way, I should mention, Buns here as the monk is a perfect example of how powerful the monk can get. Just like in the original Final Fantasy, you want to attack with your bare hands and you will do just fine. The Ranger does very well with the bow there. And yeah, 399 damage. Leveling this guy up is absolutely worth it. And now let's see. Studying the enemy here, we get to see how much health it has. Which is kinda neat, I suppose, and let's just guard for now. Let's try to steal, and let's use our Scan ability to see what that does. We couldn't steal, yeah, it fails a lot of the time. I like how the Ranger puts their hat up in their animation. But Scan, as you can see, just kind of detects for weaknesses in enemies. So, you know, enemies in the water, they're weak to lightning, that boss we just fought is weak to ice, and this would just tell us that. But a lot of the times that isn't necessary, it's fairly obvious. So, what's the main takeaway from the new classes? Ranger's neat, rest of them are okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to our main save now, and I'm gonna try not to save over it like a fool. Although, you may have noticed I didn't talk about all of the classes. I didn't talk about the knight here. The knight is a stronger version of the warrior. So, why not? Let's make Club a Knight. I mean, considering the original Final Fantasy, and in Final Fantasy II's case, we were using the exact same one, or 4, throughout the whole game, being able to change our job here is just a nice visual change, I think.